Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jingoist.
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning.
You will not ask me how my weekend was because I saw you dancing.
I saw you dancing too.
Rufai made me dance. Thank you so much. You really honored your father. That was really great.
Thank you so much for
coming.
Thank you, Dr.
Son.
Abati. Thank you, everybody. I'm just humbled and I'm grateful. Thank you. Bless you all. Thank you for coming.
May Engineer Oseni continue to rest in peace.
Amen. Amen.
He raised a great man like you.
Amen. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Well, all right. Good morning to you viewers. Let's begin what's trending with reactions trailing comments made by the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, who over the weekend came under fire on social media for saying Northerners need someone from the North as president of Nigeria. The former vice president, who has campaigned on the promise of unifying the country, was speaking at an interactive session of the Arewa Town Hall Policy Dialogue in Kaduna State. Well, in a video that has now gone viral, Atiku also told his audience, which included a significant percentage of persons of Hausa and Fulani extraction, that they do not need an Igbo candidate or a Yoruba candidate, but a pan-Nigerian of northern origin to relieve their plight. Well, a cross-section of Nigerians have expressed outrage about the statement. Let's take a listen to the video before we take some reactions.
I think what the average northerner needs is somebody who is from the north and who also understands the other parts of Nigeria and who has been able to build bridges across the rest of the country. This is what the northerner needs. He doesn't need a Yoruba candidate or an Igbo candidate. This is what the northerner needs. So I believe I stand before you as a pan-Nigerian of northern origin.
Well, let's take this reaction from Freedom, who wrote, Atiku claims to be a unifier and keeps talking about one Nigeria, but he's using ethnicity to campaign by telling his audience that the country doesn't need a Yoruba or an Igbo candidate. That's beyond insulting. The desperation to win the upcoming election is revealing a lot. Well, Fact Teller wrote, the question is, what an average northerner wants. Honestly, an average northerner wants security so that they can go back to their farms. They need social security to pull them out of poverty and education to entrench their upward ascendancy. They don't need a northerner for this. Well, reacting to Atiku's comments, the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, described Atiku as a tribal jingoist. In a statement signed by the Director of Media and Publicity, Bayo Ononuga, on Sunday, Tinubu added that Atiku's statement was the worst expression of ethnocentric opportunism and stressed that Atiku's tribalism was responsible for the PDP's leadership crisis. However, many Nigerians have drawn similarities between Atiku's comments and Tinubu's outburst in Ogun State, where he coined the term Emi Lokon and said that it was the turn of the Yorubas to become president. Let's take a quick playback of that video before we come back for a discussion.
Tí ó bá sí àwa èmi tí ń dúró wájú yìí tí ń lérí ogun tí ní òkè Buhari nìṣó ká máa bá lọ. Kò lè di president. Ó ṣe kìíní olùlẹ̀, ó ṣe kejì olùlẹ̀, ó ṣe kẹta olùlẹ̀. Ó tiẹ̀ sunkún lórí tẹlifíṣàn pé láyé òun ò tún rán mọ́. Mo dẹ̀ lọ bá Kaduna wa rán ọ̀rọ̀ ẹkún kọ́ lélẹ̀. Àdúró tiẹ̀ wà á dẹ̀ wọlé. Nǹkan kan ní pé o ò ní fọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ṣeré. Ó dẹ̀ gbà. Àtijọ́ tó yẹ ti débẹ̀, mi ò gba mínísítà, mi ò gba contract, mi ì tọrọ ọbẹ̀, mi ì tọrọ gàrí, mi ì tọrọ fúra lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, mi ì dẹ̀ ìyàwó ń bẹ̀. Ó wá ní lọ́tẹ̀ yìí o, Yorùbá ló kàn.
Well, let's take this reaction from Obina, who wrote, in a bid to secure the northern votes, Tinubu opted for Muslim ticket. In a bid to secure the northern vote, Atiku told the north to vote only a northerner. These are the kind of politicians that divide us using religion and ethnicity. Over to you. Okay,
when we discussed this earlier, we made a point about ethnicity being a major factor in the politics as we move towards 2023. And as has been demonstrated by these statements. And many of the politicians are guilty of this.
Yes.
We hear people saying, oh, Atiku's major area of advantage is in the north. Okay, maybe he's rallying his base and telling them, vote for another. I don't vote for Yoruba, which will be a reference to Asiwaju Tinubu, I guess, or an Igbo man, which will be a reference perhaps to Mr. Peter Obi. Okay, when you have Asiwaju in the West, you've just shown him saying Yoruba Lokan, Eme Lokan,
that's what he said.
In front of a predominantly Yoruba audience. I guess also there are persons in the Southeast who would say that, look, Peter Obi is the person they will vote for because of their own, national question and their faith in his capabilities. So you'll find politicians, not just in Nigeria, but also in other parts of the world. After all, we saw a bit of that in other elections across Africa, trying to play the ethnic card. But ethnicity can be divisive. And because it's divisive, people then say, please do not play politics of division.
Yes.
Right? Now, the other thing is that, look, all these politicians, they will sign the peace accord, or they were represented at the signing of the peace accord. Part of the peace accord is to eschew violence, or the politics of division. And violence is not just what you say. In fact, it can be physical too. And what you say can motivate people to become physical. Already, I've seen a tweet put out by Atiku Abubakar protesting that, his supporters should not be attacked because there was a report that PDP supporters were attacked in Zamfara. There have also been statements from the Labour Party indicating that Labour Party supporters were attacked in Lagos, in Ebonyi, in Nasarawa. So it's important that all the players in this game do not allow violence to prevail.
That's so important.
And it's from careless talk that you keep driving the people apart and you begin to, have tension. Kizz Mogalo, a former presidential aspirant, as I even said, look, Atiku Abubakar, should apologize to Nigerians for trying to play the politics of division. But his own supporters have said he's been taken out of context, that he's talking about himself as a bridge builder. But going forward, all the politicians should conduct themselves as gentlemen, because many of his followers or surrogates, they may not have the sophistication. He's not a candidate that is going to go out there and start fighting physically. But from what you say, you could motivate people, to begin to expand the division. And as for all these commentators and, spokespersons who have made big assignment out of exchanging vitriol, as you have seen on the APC side and the PDP side over the weekend, can they just focus on the issues? Right? So the entertainment may be good. People can laugh and all that. But we need to focus on the issues.
Right.
As people do in other jurisdictions.
Right, absolutely. I guess the outrage really, Rufai, is the fact that he's campaigned on the, that is Atiku Abubakar, has campaigned on the promise of unifying the country. And I think that if you take that out of most of his campaign, I guess this will be all right, because other politicians do the same thing, like Tinubu did in Ogun State, and, dialing back to the history of politics in Nigeria. You have to go out there and, try to appeal to your base. But I guess it's just the fact that he's campaigned on that promise as being a unifier. I know that Dr. Bati has also made the point that he was taken out of context. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I mean, Oji, it is sad that we're having this in our political life at a time when Nigeria is dealing with a lot of problems. Look at flood. Look at the representative of NDDC saying that the humanitarian ministry that gets billions have done nothing days after this flood. There are issues on ground. Look at the fact that our oil revenue have plummeted so much. that as at 1980, we collected $22.4 billion. Today, we can't even collect. So we are collecting better oil revenue in 1980, 40 years ago, than today. We are retrogressing as a nation. But what do our politicians use to divide us further? Tribe, ethnicity, religion. I now see Flora Shaw must have seen something when she penned the words to, when she was talking about our former national anthem. And the words, though tribe and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Because it is obvious that all our politicians look for is to divide us to their own benefits. And that's why I asked them, do they truly love the country? And it's not only Atiku. Let's stop acting like only Atiku does it. I'm happy you played that video for balancing. All of them across the campaign trail do it when it's convenient for them. And these are the same people too that will come out to gaslight us and tell us that it doesn't matter again. The truth is, where does their duty lie to Nigeria? Their duty lies to solving the problems of Nigeria. I have never heard most of them say, vote me because I'll do this based on the issues. It's about, anyway, some of them have been saying that. It's about the tribe. It's about the sentiment. It's about the things they can gain. And that's why Nigerians should look very well in 2023 and vote for the people that really talk about the issues. Because there are issues on ground, and we can't react to those issues enough. And these divisive elements by our politicians is just an indication that they are not serious.
Right.
And please, I beg them, they must attend that debate on the 15th of November. Whoever doesn't attend, I will never take you seriously. If you love Nigeria so much, attend that debate, espouse your ideas.
Well said, Rufai.
Okay, by the way, the national anthem, the old one, was by Lillian Williams.
Okay, Lillian Williams.
1959. Yeah. The name Nigeria was what we were referring to, Flora Shaw.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abati, for that.
All right. We'll take our final story. In the wake of the ongoing investigations leading to the death of musician and former Big Brother Naija housemate Patrick Fakoya, popularly known as Rico Swavey, who died in a motor accident on Thursday, October 13th, the Lagos branch of the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives released a statement stressing that no nurse was involved in recording the widely circulated video of the now late celebrity. The association also stated that the video was recorded by persons who brought the patient to Doreen Specialist Hospital. Over the weekend, a closed-circuit monitor showed a woman who claimed to be Rico's friend recording the ex-Big Brother Naija housemate as nurses scampered for help. The association reiterated that from an immediate assessment of the clip, it was even doubtful that a registered nurse would act in such a reckless manner by abandoning a patient in such a vulnerable state to make a video clip or even violate their policy. Well, I think it was very important that, you know, the association released this statement, but I was outraged when I saw that closed-circuit monitor. That was absurd, really, for me.
And in different engagements, representative of the, I think a certain doctor, SCN from the Doreen Hospital has spoken about it. The association has spoken about it, that different representatives, that what actually happened was the fact that it was this lady, Ifieze, that was making those recordings that we did see. Now, what happened was when he was brought in the middle of the night by a good Samaritan, they didn't get anybody that could stand for him. So once they put on his phone, I think one of his last dialed number was that lady. So when they put a call across to the lady came. As she saw him in that state, she fainted. So after reviving her, then she made that recording so that they don't say that, you know the way things happen in this country, that the only person that stands now, they put it on your head. So that's why she made the recording to exonerate herself. And the call has been put through to Ife. You know, she's also corroborated on behalf of the hospital because everybody went at Doran last week. Even we, you know, we put the story out there, but on investigating further, we have seen it now and we have balanced the story.
Yes.
And one step further, please, we'll also like to call the harassment on Doran should stop because they've been harassed. Most of their nurses have been attacked, I hear, and things like that and all of that. So this is the balancing part of the story. May God rest the soul of Rico Swavey. Yes. Very sad one for him to have lost his life. They also further stated in that he didn't finally pass on in the hospital. That immediately 1 hour after, they moved him over to another hospital, Evercare, and that was where he passed on. So sad that we had to lose him at this time.
Yeah, but then also the woman Ife, who made that recording that has gone viral, is the issue here that we have to address. She made the video saying that she did it in her defense so that people don't say she was the one that caused the accident or whatever. Yeah. But how did it leak? How did that video go out to the public, Dr. Abati?
Well, the publication of the video is the problem.
Yes.
In the age of voyeurism, in the age of clickbaiting,
yes,
in the age of, you know, all kinds of people on social media looking for followers in desperation, they do so oftentimes in callous, opportunistic manner. Publication is the issue when it comes to, you know, certain legal matters. So you could take the video and not circulate it.
No, you don't have to.
And the lady said, which is a point to note, the Ifieze you refer to, that she took the video so that when she goes to seek help from others, she'll be able to show them evidence that, look, you know, he's in this very bad state. So she denied being the one that circulated the video. And she said there were other people there, you know, recording. So could it be any of those persons?
Yes, I saw another man there recording, yes.
You know, that leaked the video. But people should just remember that, look, we are all human beings. Things happen. You know, don't try to exploit another person's situation. The second reason why Ifieze may have tried to protect herself, you know, oftentimes hospitals turn patients away, okay? And maybe if it is gunshot, although that's illegal now, government has said, no, not, you don't get involved in gunshot, but it's against the law.
It's against the law.
Now, two, when it is an accident that is involved, in Nigeria here, you want to protect yourself. So that lady may be coming from that angle. But the bottom line of it is that this is very unfortunate, that a life has been lost as a result of an accident. The circumstances of that accident will also still need to be investigated by the police and the relevant authorities so that people can learn from this. The hospital, Durham Hospital, also put out a statement saying that their nurses were not negligent in any way and that in any case the patient was taken away from them. But it is for the families, the affected family, the Fakoya family, to investigate whether indeed there was any form of negligence or not. Because medical negligence, you know, is a major issue in this environment. But if it's been ascertained that the hospital was not in any way negligent, then of course there's no issue there. But I hope, you know, that many of us will learn from this tragic incident. A young man's life, a man with a lot of hope, with a lot of energy and potential, his life cut short as a result of a motor accident. The circumstances of the accident that led to this painful loss, you know, should be investigated so that all of us can further learn about how to handle situations.
All right. I'd like to end What's Trending today by highlighting Rufai, who honored his father over the weekend. And, you know, you threw such a befitting party for your father where everyone was in attendance, including Dr. Abati, and I missed it. You were dancing Buga. That's exactly, well, I missed your Buga video, but okay. I got Rufai's video, and I'd love to play that for our audience. Can we pull up Rufai dancing Buga? That was the best Buga I have seen so far.
Rufai,
you're basically the best dancer so far.
Thank you.
Well done, well done, well done.
Thank you, and thank you, Dr. Bati. Thank you, Oji, and thank you, the entire Rise family, you know, that stood by me, my family, and thank you, everybody, for coming out there. Thank you guys so much.
Well,
it means so much.
Excellent.
We not only were entertained, we also took things home.
Yes.
You know that song? I took
Very, very nice.
I mean, yes,
Rufai, Dr. Bati, you have to send me your Buga video. I need to use that tomorrow.
That you
well, it was just your head, I saw. I want to see you do the whole thing.
Thank you.
Well, all right. Thank you both again for your great analysis today. Well done, Rufai. Well, that's all I have for you on what's trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.